There's only one Texan that we should clown on during this whole tragedy. And it's nobody who's stuck at home struggling to heat up water, fighting off the cold, going out into their cars and running the heater and to charge their phones because they're out of power. All solidarity with those people. There is one Texas resident who we can clown on and crap on in this situation, and that's Ted Cruz. Senator Ted Cruz. Ted Cruz, literally, keep in mind the Senate is on vacation, which is insane, and the Democrats deserve all the scorn and criticism for that as well, for agreeing to, go to recess while we're in the middle of a pandemic. We need the direct aid. Everybody does. And the middle of the country is going through this freezing crisis. But what did Ted Cruz do? He decided to hop a plane, fly in Ted Cruz, and go to Cancun. And here he is landing in Cancun, or this may be him returning back. So, like, pictures of him on the plane to Cancun with his family dropped. Not long after, text messages of his wife to her friends saying, "It's way too cold. We're going to go to Cancun. Come join us. The rooms at this resort are somewhere around $360 some a night. Come join us if you can." And so Ted Cruz, here he is, and this is just a bunch of photos of him taking the walk of shame with his silly little Texas mask. There he is. Yeah, so he's a shameless liar. He said, I just was going there for the night to drop off my daughter. So he's blaming his own daughters for his callous indifference to the plight of his own constituency. So here he is. He just looks like such a fool. And keep in mind, what do we always hear from the right? That we always hear that Democrats are the elite. They're elitists. Look at Nancy Pelosi and her ice cream, right? As everybody's struggling, she's eating her ice cream. And look at all these people. Look, I hate that stuff as much as anybody. Gavin Newsom hanging out, without his mask on in a fancy restaurant, eating indoors after he's commanded everybody not to. There's tons of pictures of politicians doing this stuff. But if you think the Republicans are any different, you're absolutely full of it. And here we have this, wannabe faux populist D-bag, Ted Cruz, trying to skip the country, going to Mexico, which has been demonized by the American right, by the Republican Party for years and years and years. It's the red meat they love to throw at their base. Oh, Mexicans and Mexico and all of that. And here he is trying to run off, because he wants to be somewhere warm. He doesn't want to have to deal with that. And this is the elites that in the Republican Party that you should be aware of. And I just kind of, after he jumped on board with Trump and the hatred of the media and attacking the media, I have to say there's a grim satisfaction that I get that there were just like dozens of journalists ready, waiting for him. Ted Cruz, just ready to photograph this guy from every angle. Here's him going through TSA. Here's a real human being who has to work for a goddamn living. It's ridiculous. What a disgusting imp of a human being who really, here he is. Yeah, TSA, people who have to work for a living. They're not leeches on the underbelly of our capitalist system, as Ted Cruz is, just sucking from the money pit of big oil and all the other industries that line his pockets, on top of the tax money that we are obligated to pay him. What a terrible person. So that's the giant suitcase that he was just taking for just a night. I was just staying for a night to drop my daughters off. Oh boy. Let's see if we can find really quick some clips of him. Let's see. Flying Ted. What? Ted Cruz, Cancun. Oh boy, let's hear what this just piece of garbage has to say. People are sharing The Simpsons, that the Simpsons predicted Ted Cruz.
People of Springfield, because of the epidemic, I have canceled my vacation to the Bahamas. I shall not leave the city. Hey, you, get that steel drum out of the mayor's office.
Sorry, man.
So yeah, The Simpsons have predicted a bunch of stuff, but guys, they've been on the air for like how many freaking years? Like it's an unbelievable amount of time The Simpsons has. I mean, they're bound to get certain things right, but I mean, predicting President Trump was one thing. That's a whole other. Let's see this here. Let's hear this.
Well,
claim.
Texas is going through horrific storms, and millions of Texans have lost power and lost
What's
heat
that, Ted?
and have been. Well, Texas is going through horrific storms.
It's going through horrific storms. Have you guys heard about the storms in Texas? It's terrible. It's terrible.
And millions of Texans have lost power and lost heat and have been hurt. And
that move right there, that is a I fucked up move, right? When you turn your head that way, and that's the head tilt of shame, I would say.
And our family was among them. We had no heat and no power.
So we just, hopped an expensive ass plane to go stay at an expensive ass resort.
And yesterday, my daughters asked if they could take a trip with some friends, and Heidi and I agreed, so I flew down with them last night, dropped them off here, and now I'm headed back to Texas and back to continuing to work to try to get the power on. What's happening?
Yeah. Ted Cruz is going to be out there freaking putting blankets on people, all that. And look, here, these were people the same day or the next day. I can't remember if this was today or yesterday. Literally just getting water from, some public place where they could just get a spigot was working and they're just filling water and they have to boil it. It's under a boil warning. You got to boil your water, and people don't have power. They don't have heat. They don't have energy for heat. I mean, this is absolutely insane. But, oh my gosh, look at that. That's him with the frozen Jack Nicholson from The Shining.
So the question from the video on the cell phone was whether the decision to go was tone deaf. Look, it was obviously a mistake, and in hindsight, I wouldn't have done it.
I guess.
I was trying to be a dad. And
he's blaming his own children. What a disgusting, parasitic human being. Like this. I mean, I'm sorry, but I really don't get if this guy's reelected in Texas. He's already very not liked, but the Republicans know how to organize and unite behind whatever ghoul that is presented to them. They will do it. If you think of the nose holding the left that we progressives had to do to vote for Biden, just remember there were Republicans in Texas who, as soon as Beto O'Rourke started talking about guns, they went, well, I have to vote for Ted Cruz. I have to. I think it was a big mistake. Beto O'Rourke shouldn't have talked about guns. Sorry. That's my calculus.